Oh God, I started without the waifu in the background. I probably lost 30% of my audience. Anyway, the fix, saved by zero. Currently being brought to me by, wait, it's in my pocket because, this is how ZOS rolls. A Fiio BTR5 in a DD Hi-Fi case, which is a little leather case. It's cute. But the Fiio BTR5, which I insist is still the best thing ever to demo IEMs, period. Even if you're using Unbalanced, which I currently am using just the standard single-ended. But we are today going to be playing or fondling, not those, but these. The apparently now top of the line FA9 Fiio. And Fiio has two lines, FH and FA. And FH means fucking Fiio hybrid, and FA means fucking Fiio armature based. And so the previous, we can go into my magic case, which everyone's like, Zeos, what's in your case? So here's what's in my case, minus the P1s, which are over there. Blondes, both the 05s and 03s. We got, this is the Fiio FH5s. I got the Fiio FH5s. I got the Fiio FH7s, which are these, which are the previous top of the line, which are 450. These are 500 in my ears. Then I've got these, which are the FA7s, S8s. This might just be empty wires. It's just wires. Audio Fly 1120, OH10s and their respective wire, Schuart tapes, Kinera non-nons. I'm missing my fucking Starfields. They're gone. I've not lost a single thing in this house in the 6 years I've been in this apartment. But I lost my go-to default IEM. I don't understand it. These, the Chicones, the Chicans, the ones that are like a shower head, that are just earbuds. And then, believe it or not, the Ear Studio ES100s. Because those things are fucking stellar. And the Tin P1s, I think, stacked on top of one of these, probably here. Just because I have more, I need more than 12. All right? I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man who needs more than 12. But, these... So I'll pull, wait. Back. Saved by zero. Saved by, oh, fuck society. Fuck society. So I think that these might be the most accurate IEM Fiio mix. She's got blue hair. She's a scientist, obviously, because she's wearing glasses. But... having burned in half a dozen higher end IEMs, and I love how I'm doing this to the Mr. Robot soundtrack and you can't hear it. I'm afraid, Mr. Anderson, I'm not completely sold on these. Because here's the thing. The FH7s were basically what I considered a miniature version of Andromeda. And these might have more accurate sound in several locations, but they lack the fun. They have... oh God, ew. Gotta blur that out on camera. What has happened to my ear balls today? Anyway, these, which are currently playing music, are only balanced armatures, and they're very, very, very particular. And they have little adjustment switches here, 3 of them. And the 3 switches do the following. One switch is purely for an impedance thing. If you want to make them easy to drive, you flip the first switch. That wasn't even a choice. I don't need to make them easy to drive. I've got everything. So I made them harder to drive. If you make them harder to drive, you put a little more power behind it, you can get a little more dynamics out of it. That didn't fix my issue with them. Then you have 2 switches, KE1 and 2 and 3. And they're written backwards in the manual. One switch put it up to disable treble boost, and the other switch put it up to enable bass boost. And I'm like, what? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just make one a treble boost and one a bass boost? They're backwards. The current way I have this set is the treble is down and the bass is up, which is they're both at the bottom. And I'm just still searching to try to make these just shine a little more. They're very good IEMs. Fiio has not made a disappointing IEM. I'm not disappointed in these. It's just that I have 3 of their other $250, $270, $450, Just because these are $50 more does not make them the best IEM Fiio makes. Also, I don't know why, but this section right here, like they're pretty big because there's either this long tube thing where there's like 1,000,000 miles of tube, which I'm not against this whole like extremely long tube process that they're going with. Everyone else is trying to go shorter, they're going longer. It does add something to the sound, like it adds like a width to it. But they've made this bump out and it hurts my ears. These are the first Fiio IEMs that don't fit perfectly on my ears and are comfortable for hours. Like this thing right here, I'd have to shave this off. And I don't think that's present on like these other ones. Like let's see, what do I got? Look, their previous, this is their previous, what I would consider top of the line, which is the hybrid one, which has 4 balanced armatures and a dynamic. This has just 6 balanced armatures. And I think Fiio does better with the hybrid series. I mean, if you get these, if you know what these are, these are the FA9s. So they're not the 9s. These are the ones before it. And when I heard that they were making the 9s and like this is the 7s, these are V-shaped murder. Like these make anything you've ever had V-shaped and they just spit in your fucking face and laugh. Because, and I'll link to all these in the description, obviously. But these with the red and blue, which is like my kink, like if you want to listen to new Run the Jewels, there is no substitute for these. So when I heard that they were making another version, I'm like, oh my God, here it comes. Here comes the fun train, pulling out of fucking Fun Station, crashing into Fun Mountain, and then while it's on fire, we're gonna fucking piss on it and get drunk because it's gonna be so much fun. These are not that. They tune them entirely. Well-dressed, no cleavage, cute glasses, nice hair, boring. They're boring. They're a little bit boring. And I was hoping that switch that does like bass boost would bring the fun back. Like this might be the first IEM I sell in the yard sale from Fiio. I've not sold any of their other ones. And I usually keep them for comparison's sake. Like, all right, this is supposed to OH10 versus FH5. I have both. I keep them in the box. They're worthy of the box. And this set, being the most expensive set, being the newest technology with switches and everything else, I think they definitely would suit somebody. There have been IEMs that I've reviewed that I don't particularly enjoy for long periods of time. They're a little bit too safe. These feel too safe. Someone out there is looking for a safe IEM. This is your $500 IEM then. If you're looking for, you know, what I think is still a very... I don't know how you beat the FH7s. I don't know how you beat them, and they didn't. They didn't beat them for what I'm wanting an IEM. I'm pretty specific. Like, I liked Andromeda, but they were a little bit too clean. Only the Andromeda Golds had that little bit of funk added to them. They had another dynamic, they had another balanced armature, and they tuned them slightly differently. You got a little bit more meat on the bones. Makes me smile. Canary Nanas obviously are my pick for fun. They're just the most fun you could have inside your ears. Minus that shit they'll do to you in Bangkok. It's wild. But I respect these. I don't want to listen to them. I'm sure other reviewers... Look, I'm not the most prolific IEM reviewer out there. But if I got a new set of Fios and I'm like putting them down and trying other things out, that usually means I'm not in love. Doesn't mean you won't be in love. I'm just giving you the warning that this is not going in that whole wild and crazy tear your clothes off sort of direction. It's more like sit down, analyze. It's analytical. These are analytical sounding. And I think the problem is that they're announced and they're like this new bit. It's the most expensive, the newest thing. If these just all came out at the same time, I'd have no problem. I'd be able to tell you, well, the FA7 is, you know, the crazy V-shaped murder child. And then the FH7 is as close to an audiophile perfect head IEM as Fiio will ever get. And then there's this one, which would have come out at the exact same time, which is way more analytical. And it's less about the smoothness and more about just the placement of sounds like right at your face. So you sort of get it. They're not laid back at all. I'm going to my next review. I'm doing a couple of these in a row. I've been listening to them. The OH7s, the ICO OH7. So the OH10s, yeah, the big brothers are there, but actually they're smaller. much more Persian brothers. When you put those in after those sound weird and dull and far away, and then you realize that's by design. And I'm not going to get into them because the review is next, and if I say things now, I'll forget that I said them now and didn't say them then, and then I'll never say them then, and that review will be broken. But there are alternatives out there for what I want. Zeos's headphones, Zeos's IEMs, they've all got to have at least something unique about them. Whether it requires you to amp them special to do it or requires, only specific genres, every headphone up there has a purpose and has a place where it shines. And I could see myself doing like monitoring with this, but that's about it. I've been trying to listen. When I have to try to enjoy an IEM, usually it's failing at doing it. So let's open up the box real quick because I don't want it to just be like Zeos is sad. This is Zeos sad day. God damn it. It's on this. Anyway, they do that cool box thing where the box is entirely like glowing, like, ooh, it's rainbows. And then you open up this, and I thought there was going to be wood in it like there was for the M15, but there wasn't. Big sad. And then you pull out your thing, and look, it's the shape of a heart. You get it? You get it because love? And then there's, I think, paperwork down here. There was something down here. I forget. That's why the unboxing channel exists, because I can unbox things on camera, and I don't forget if it's on camera. And then, obviously, I like these soft Fiio pads. Little magnetized wire holder. I like the soft Fiio pads. So I end up just putting the actual IEM inside, zipping it up like that, and then wrapping the wire around it. Because I feel like that's the better way to transport it, other than squeezing the wire in there. But it also comes with the crazy, will you marry me? But you're giving it to someone who has a ring like that big. It's like, bam! And there's some stock tips. There's a little thing, a little brush for cleaning out your goops. Actually, that's a screwdriver. They changed it to a screwdriver so you could adjust the settings on the tool. That makes sense. I was using another tool. Put all this stuff back in here. And it comes with a beautiful selection of tips. Let's undo this. This is just paperwork. But this, look, they finally got a wonderful tip selection from large, medium, small, more medium with biflange. We got some base tips. And of course, I'm using Taconi tips because let's just face it. I don't have the time or the energy to try every single tip. And when you change a tip on an IEM, to get it to fit right and sit, you're looking at 6 to 12 minutes before it just sits right and you feel natural with it, and then you start listening. So if you listen to 2 4-minute songs, that's 20 minutes per tip. That's an hour. Because that's an hour. That's 2 more hours. Oof. Please don't make me do that, please. Go with a tip you like. If you want foam, I like Taconi. There's the silicone ones, spin fits, or there's spin fits, and then there's spiral dots. I have links to tips. Find your tips first, and then just use them in everything. And if your IEM doesn't work with your tip, I would honestly change the IEM, because it's not worth it. Once you find that tip that you love that works for you, just run with it. Run with it, my brother. Anyway, so this is a short, meandering review with an only okay wallpaper. It's probably gonna have 100 downloads. I checked that, by the way. I can see that on Imgur, the statistics for every download. And I know when I've picked a good one, and I know when my review is like, oh man, passion. But then it's like this. And it's like, yeah, these are an IEM. They are a $500 IEM. And Fiio made them. And you can tune them, but very little in the way of making them more fun. They almost don't have enough bass to say that they have a full spectrum, though. I will say this. I put that bass boost up, and I hoped for more. And when I set the impedance to change, and I'm running it off of the JDS Labs EL2 amp, which is the best single-ended amp, and I'm kept a stock cable. And then they hurt my ear. The fucking fact that they hurt my ears really offends me, because every other Fiio doesn't hurt my ears, and this one, hard fucking molded plastic, and it doesn't need to be there because there's nothing inside of it. Just right into this point, right above the hole, just smashing above my hole. Just my hole is being smashed. So, Fiio, thank you for sending this out, but these will be ending up in the yard sale. So that's a first. If you want to buy a $500 pair of IEMs for cheap, join my Patreon or Subscribe Star. 1st to 10th of every month, I put things in it that have been sent to me by companies and I'd rather not keep, or sent to me by people who are like, hey, donation to the channel, or that I've bought myself, and I take a loss. First to the 10th of every month, I ship for free continental United States, half shipping international. And see these reviews early, by the way, if you join for $5. And ask me any questions you want on platform if you join for $5. And if you join for $10, there's a private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat where I'm going to basically just literally pick up my phone and tell the guys, like, well, there's some girls in there too, but tell them as like, hey, yeah, I just finished the review of these Fiio FA9s, and I don't know, they just didn't sit well with me. They didn't jive. They're not aiming at what I want. It's like if you're shopping for a car and you want a fast, cool sports car, like that's what you like. And they just keep showing you minivans. And it's like, well, this is not what I want, but this is the best minivan. It's exactly your budget. And look how much stuff you can carry. I don't care. It's not what I want. And I don't care. It's not what I want. I want to be blown away by an IEM. I want an IEM to literally just push me down to the floor and smash its face against my face and say, I know, you don't know where I've been, Lou. You don't know where I've been. Fight Club reference. And these don't do that. But, Fiio, you tried. And I have to applaud you for that. I'll probably put them back in the box in a little heart shape, and we'll move on. In fact, we're going to move on right now. I've said all my things. You can download that wallpaper in the description. It's time to talk about an IEM that I'm actually slightly passionate about. Burb.